Hello, everyone. Bill Adams, Realtor, Coldwell Banker Realty. Joining us today is Rodney Hughes. Rodney owns a interesting business, Ka-Si Cigars. Rodney,
How you doing?
hey, thanks for joining
Man,
us.
thanks for having me.
Hey, let's start by tell us about your business.
Well, basically, it's a cigar brand named after my kids. That's what it's called, Ka-Si, K-A-S-I. My oldest daughter name is Kay, K-A-Y. That's the first two initials of her first name, and my youngest daughter's name, Natalia Simone, and the S-I comes from her middle name. I put it together, and that's how I got the name.
Uh-huh. All
Yeah,
right.
and we got three different blends. Every name of my cigars has a significance to it, right? So one name is the Big Red, which is my 6x60 Gordo. That's named after my father that passed on. Then I have a Barber Pole, which is a 5x50, and it's named Granny Randall, which is named after my grandmother. And then I have a 6x52 Toro, which is my Maduro, and I named it Detroit, just from where I'm from. So that's pretty much the basis of the lineup.
Yeah. So, how did you get into the business?
Oh man, make a long story long. I was doing a podcast. I have a podcast called Cigars with Friends, and so in the process of doing the podcast, I was we were just promoting whatever cigar we bought and smoked during the podcast. And in the midst of that, I met a guy, and he ran a cigar plant. In my mind, I'm thinking he's in the States, but actually he was in Nicaragua. So I'm trying to get him to sponsor the podcast. Once I realized he was in a different country, him sponsoring my podcast doesn't benefit him. So just being an entrepreneur that I am, I asked him, I said, well, what would it take to start my own brand? I just threw it out there to see what happened. And then we started going back and forth, testing out different blends, and it took about 6 months to get it official. And that's how the brand was launched.
Okay. So this guy in Nicaragua, he makes your cigars to your specifications.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
truly is your own brand.
Yep. It's mine. Directly through them, straight from there. So
Oh, fantastic.
yeah, so it just worked out. Just kind of, just I wouldn't call it luck because I don't believe in luck. I just believe when you put yourself in different positions, things happen. I just think me networking and doing what we're doing as far as the podcast and talking about cigars, the universe is lined up where I end up meeting this guy, and then we bonded. We talk almost twice a week, just not even about cigars. Just, hey man, you good, blah blah blah. So we build a relationship like that, and now the business is going pretty good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So as you went through this process of developing your brand and getting the business rolling, there had to be some memorable experiences. One in particular stand out?
I think the most one is just getting what you like. And I couldn't fly to Nicaragua and go through the stuff. So now we mailing back and forth, going through that. So I think that was the most in business. I never had to deal with something international. So this was all new to me. So I think that was the most, I would say, difficult thing. But once we got past that, they also got a hub in Miami now. So that way it makes it easier for me to get, I can place my order, and when it goes through, I don't have to deal with customs. It'll come to me directly from Miami. So I think the international aspect, and then like just having a meeting in big different time zones, you know what I mean? So that was different. I might call him in the morning here, and it's nighttime there. He about to go to sleep. So just trying to balance that out with something different too. Yeah, but other than that, that was probably say the most difficult for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely challenges as you start up a business, particularly like you said, an international business.
Yeah.
What do your clients? What kind of feedback do you get as far as what do they like about your business, about your product?
I think they like the quality. You know what I mean? A lot of people are stuck on like I would say they just big on the Cuban cigars, and I just think most people are big on Cubans because they were forbidden for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with the temptation of something that you can't have makes you want it more. And these are Nicaraguan cigars, and like I say, once they get them, I got like a 90% repeat customer rate. So a lot of my customers that order once, they come back. So the product is good. I stand on it. So I think that was the big thing. And like I said, the customer feedback, and a lot of my customers, which I love, they promote it. So if they buy something, they taking pictures, posting it, telling other people.
Oh, nice.
So there's nothing like having a cosign as a marketing team. Yeah, so that's how we doing it.
Yeah, and 90% repeat business. I mean, that speaks volumes as far as quality and service.
Yes, for sure. So that's how we try to do. We try our hardest to ship out next day, and we just been trying to scale. Like we taking small steps. We're only a year in, and so we in a business that is foreign to me. You know what I mean? I'm still learning as I go. And being a year in February, it just let you know that I think it was the right move because it's progressing. It's slower. Well, it's moving faster than I expected, but it's slower than any other business. Like photography took off real quick for me. This is more of a pace because you still different nuances that you got to learn about this business, dealing with cigar lounges, just dealing with different people's palates of what they like. That's why we chose to go with 3 blends instead of just starting off with one. That way we got something for everybody. So you might like a stronger cigar, which would be a Maduro. You might like a mild, which would be the Big Red. Something that's kind of medium in between would be the Barber Pole because it got 2 different wrappers. So that's kind of how we doing it.
Yeah. So the fact, I know you have a photography business, which we talked about in an earlier interview, and your cigar business. So what motivates Rodney?
Oh man, man, my biggest motivation I would say is just my family, my mom, my kids, wife. You know what I mean? It's just to do for them. Like I was raised by a single parent, so just to know what my mother sacrificed for me to have what I had, it motivates me to make sure my family never feel that pain and to progress for the next generation. I'm trying to leave a legacy. You know what I mean? That's why my company is named after my kids. So when I'm gonna gone, I hope they can still eat off the company that I put down. Yeah.
Wow. Great to hear your your family connection and your interest in your future for them that you're trying to lay the plan for.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I mean, I did my life. I'm in my 40s, so you know what I'm saying. It ain't about me anymore.
Yeah, I sort of remember my 40s. So with multiple businesses you do, and with the cigar business being young and you're putting a lot of time into it, what does Rodney do for fun?
Fun to me, I just like to chill, man. Like I'm not a big party guy. That never was my thing. I like to travel, so get out of town, even if it's a staycation, go get a room for the weekend or something. That's my thing. I just like to chill, relax, and think about more ways to make money. Like that's just my motivation. So I get excited when like just the other day, I sent a bride back her wedding pictures, and within 5 minutes, I seen her posting them all over her Facebook.
Oh, wow.
So that gives me, joy to see that they like my product, So that kind of motivates me. But as far as just for fun, I just like to relax, man. Go chill, go to the gun range. Nothing too crazy, but travel is my thing. I get on the plane in a minute. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate you spending time with us today
anytime.
Helping us understand your cigar business.
Definitely.
That's very exciting.
Definitely, man. Appreciate
Alrighty,
you.
Rodney. Thank you so much.
For sure.
Hey, folks. Please, any interest, any questions about cigars, about Rodney Cigars, please reach out to Rodney. This is Bill Adams, Coldwell Banker Realty. Thank you.